The future of work and leadership always starts with us. Welcome to the Dr. Ginny Show. Let's dive in. In 2017, I published my first #1 best-selling book, Fearless Women at Work, where I share 5 powerful strategies to thrive in your career and life. The first thing that I saw on my phone today when I went to my LinkedIn was one of the women in the circles that I meditate in reached out and said, Ginny, I grabbed my copy of Fearless Women at Work, and what you say in there is as true today as it was almost a decade ago. And I want to share with you a passage from the book, chapter 3, which is focused on self-care. And it's on the strategy of connect to your truth and purpose as a leader. This is where I share the CARES leadership success system, and that is connect to your truth and purpose as a leader. Align where you are now and where you want to be as a leader. Rise above your real and fictitious challenges. The E in CARES is for envision the future you desire, and the S is for seek support and serve others. The reason why I want to read you part of the Connect strategy, the end of chapter 3, rely on your source of strength, is because as we are having discussions about the disruption of AI, the transformations that we're currently experiencing in our jobs today, and the ones that are going to continue to come at us, my biggest concern is AI is not only going to disrupt our jobs. We are not simply going to be displaced. And to me, that seems to almost be a byproduct of automation, a byproduct of improving efficiencies. To me, the biggest challenge that AI is going to bring to us, based on what I'm hearing from experts, what I'm listening to, what I'm watching, what I'm reading, is the identity crisis we're going to experience as we are displaced from our jobs and as we lose what we think is our area of expertise that may be impacted significantly by the AI. So what am I talking about? Many of us, and I'm sure you can agree with this, have a very interlinked connection between our value and our identity and the work that we do. And I would often say we need to add value to the marketplace because that value gets rewarded. And we need to keep up our skills so that we can do valuable work in the market, in our offices. At the same time, I've also said that when I was growing up in corporate, my #1 question that I would ask my manager is, how can I add the most value? Because I also believe that the environment is going to reward how much I contribute. The difference here, as we look at AI and we look at the disruptions that are happening, is that if my value, it's tied to my title and it's tied to my role in my organization, and my role is either eliminated, so now I'm a displaced employee, or it significantly changes from where I felt confident doing a job to now having to reinvent myself, technically, what is that going to do to your confidence? This is what I have experienced with clients who have lost their role or their job due to a reorganization. And this has nothing to do with AI yet. Many of them lose their confidence to the point where we have to do such a heavy lift to co-create the safe space to bring this person back to her unique or his unique value proposition so that they understand that even though they don't have that title at the moment, their value hasn't decreased because of the displacement. And this is a huge lift that we have to do personally and as coaches when we are doing the right kind of coaching with our clients. So what I want to do today is I want to read a segment of Fearless Women at Work, Rely on Your Source of Strength, to give you a sense of worth and purpose. So allow me to read to you, and as you are listening to what I'm reading, I want you to question, does this apply to me? can I use this in my life? How can I use this in my life? Here it goes. Rely on your source of strength. And this comes directly from the chapter on connect to your truth and purpose as a leader. Along with self-care, connecting with your faith or source of spiritual strength is pivotal to refuel your energy tank, to feel your best and perform at your best. How do you nourish your spirit and your faith? We all have a source, and it doesn't have to be necessarily religious. Figure out what that is for you. If you don't believe in a higher power, connect with yourself. I grew up in a Christian family, believing that there is a higher power, but we were more spiritual than religious. As an adult, I developed my own practice to connect to my source, my creator, God. And by the way, my God is neither male nor female. My God is unisex. I also find peace in Buddha and praying to various Asian goddesses. I don't discriminate when it comes to faith. I believe anything is possible. And as long as I don't harm anyone, I am free to believe what my soul desires. Around the age of 14, I realized I didn't have to be in church to speak with God. I believe the creator force lives within each and every one of us, not out there. This belief brings me strength and reinforces my faith that I'm being watched over and protected by a higher power. This brings me comfort and certainty. What brings you comfort? Connect with whatever your source of faith and strength is and cultivate that faith regularly by doing whatever you feel is necessary. I have friends who attend church on Sundays or worship at a synagogue or a mosque. I also have friends who, like me, are spiritual. Sometimes we get together and practice in spiritual circles. What would that be for you? When you connect with your source of strength and faith, whether you believe in God, the Creator, the universe, Allah, Jehovah, or any name you use for your source, you can always tap into this source at any time, in time of gratitude and in times of need. I tap into my Creator source to ask for guidance. I ask to be guided and protected whenever I'm getting ready to make a presentation to an audience, or sitting down to write, or before I have a session with a client. I believe that when I ask for guidance, it comes from me. It shows up as a thought, an idea, an image, visualization, sense of peace. Over the years, I have learned to listen and follow this guidance. It gives me strength. An impenetrable source of strength will make your life's foundation unshakable, especially during difficult periods of your career or your personal life, when circumstances or people appear to be at their worst. You always have your source, an internal, undeniable, and abundant source to get the support you need to move forward, to believe you can do it, to trust that all will eventually turn out okay. No one or anything can take it away from you. That's harnessing your personal power. I hope that this passage from Fearless Women at Work serves you specifically during this time of turmoil and the time to prepare ourselves emotionally and spiritually for what we're going to be experiencing because of AI, because of the disruption, because of the transformation that's going to bring us 65% of jobs that are not here yet, and that we're going to feel in our everyday, and we're currently feeling already, as some of us have been asked to automate our role in so many ways. It's going to take intention and purpose for us to start preparing ourselves physically, mentally, emotionally. And as we do that, we're going to prepare our loved ones and we're going to prepare our teams to do it. That's what it takes to be a visionary leader. So if this resonates with you, leave me a comment and let me know what you're getting from this conversation. My intention is to help you prepare so that we're not left surprised when we realize what is happening, which could be happening for us, not to us, and that we give it a meaning that doesn't take you down with it. Because if we give it the wrong meaning and to say, I am worthless, if I don't have my job or my title or my house or my car, then what am I here for or what am I about? If we're able to separate your intrinsic human value from the circumstances that you're facing, then you will be able to navigate the storm in a different way than you would if you believe and tied your identity and your value to these external expressions of what the market believes you're worth. I know that this may sound out of left field, but if I can reiterate what I said already, the biggest challenge we're going to have with AI is not the technology itself. Is how is going to disrupt our sense of identity, our sense of connection, and our sense of belonging. And if we can tackle that right now and begin to look around the corners and begin to look at our lives and question, how do I see myself? What value do I see that I provide? And where does that value come from? And you identify that the value is coming from external stimuli, from the external, everything outside of you, that perhaps it's time to consider what's inside. What is my intrinsic value? And if you need help in determining what that is, and if you need support from a qualified, certified coach that can support you in asking these questions, I'm here to support you. You can always find me at executivebound.com, or you can connect with me directly at callwithginny.com. I look forward to connecting with you soon. If you enjoyed today's content, I appreciate your review so others can find us, and share it with your friends. And to stay in touch, join our community to receive valuable strategies and expert advice at drginnybaro.com. See you soon.